Hi, people, join in. There we go. All right, looks like we're on. I see a few people are joining me. Let's see. I have a new second device, so I'm having a little problem with trying to see everything. All right, I don't know if I'll be able to see comments and stuff. I'm still trying to learn my new toy, but I'll do the best I can do. Hi, Connie and Sharon and Nancy. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you could be here. Let's see. Oh, I found the button to click so I can see some of your comments. Okay. All right, let's get started. Button to click so I can see some of your comments. Okay. All right, let's get started. Yeah, okay. So you won't hear me twice, hopefully. All right, well, people, this is my host code for this month. So if you'd like to put it in order and it's less than $150, please use this code. Welcome to our Wednesday night weekly class. It is last week's class that I had to postpone at the last minute. Many of you know that I am a diabetic and kind of a brittle one. I get very symptomatic pretty easy, and I've been having a really major problem with low blood sugars. So for those of you that are diabetics can understand how crappy you feel with that. So hostess code. We do have an upcoming crop for June. This will be the last one till September. It's out in Litchfield. So for those of you that came last month, thank you so much. We appreciate your support. It'll be at the same place this time. It's summer fun. Okay, so let me just do a little bit of talking for a minute or two, because I do upload this to YouTube. For those of you that don't know my name is Corinne Sandin. I'm located here in Lewiston, Maine. Tonight we are going to play with a couple of fun folds, some new products that came out with the annual catalog. And as a demonstrator today, we got a little sneak peek of the next holiday catalog and celebration. And let me tell you, as usual, there's some beautiful stuff that we're all going to love. So, first card number 1. Here is the sample. It is the Hue of Happiness. Hi, Donna. I see you've joined us. I see Joanne is here and Ronnie. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you've joined me. So this is the Hue of Happiness paper, which for those of you that did my paper share this month, this is a sample of the beautiful, beautiful paper. So you can see on the sample, I used some of the flowers that was in the paper. On the back side, most of it is like a wash. There's just 2 pieces that have a pattern. So when I used the coordinating stamp set with it, right here, and a lot of times people will ask me how I store things. I actually store my dies right in with my stamp. This is a photopolymer. These are like, the best little word I know how to describe them. It's kind of like mini, Brenda, I don't know why you can't see anything. I would suggest that you just back out and come back in. Sometimes it's just a little connection on your end, but I don't see anybody else reporting it. So, let me just check my messages for a second. All right, so these are kind of like mini pencil cases that I find online on Amazon, and they fit perfect in our case. So that's why I like them, because they all stay together. And then I put the inside of the write-out about my dies right in here, in between the lid and the paper. So that's how I store them when they're coordinating set. So let's get started. Oops, now I can't get this to fold. Hold on a minute. There we go. So I'm going to use a little different paper. I am using Melon Mambo. So this is like a double gatefold. So this is I got all the measurements here. I can see if I can put them so you can see them in case you want to write them down. So the card base itself is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 2 3/4 on each end. But I'll teach you a little tip that I do. The mats, which are these flat pieces here, they are 1 3/4 by 4. You need 2 of them. Then you need 2 pieces of designer paper to go over them. Whichever side you want to use, I'll decide as we make it. And then you need 2 pieces of designer series paper for the flap door parts. So let me get a scoreboard out here. Oh, yeah. So I'm using our large scoreboard. I'm going to put it across my scoreboard on the 11-inch side. And then I'm going to score it at 2 3/4. And I am going to fold that. And then I like to put it right up here in the corner. And I'm going to bring this one in to marry that one. So that way, if I didn't score it exactly right, I know it's going to fold okay. So that's a little tip for you for tonight. Put this away. Grab my bone folder. Burnish these very well. And then I'm going to take these 2 pieces and have the flowered side out. And I'm going to alternate them so that you can see I have a different shade down here than I do up here. Using my favorite glue. I was stamping with my sister today. And she sometimes has a problem with the glue. She says it's so messy. So I'm going to show you on my next piece a little trick that I like to use that helps prevent some of that messiness. So I'm just going to hold that there for a few seconds. Oh, great, Brenda. I'm happy. Awesome. All right, so a little trick, if you like to use the red glue but it's messy, just put a little dot the key word is little, space it out, and then put a little bit more in the center. And you can see I didn't go right in the corners. So when I put that on, you can either use your finger or, even better, a bone folder. Make sure it stays straight. And just keep rubbing it back and forth. It only takes about 4 or 5 seconds to get attached. So we need to stamp on this. Grab the stamps. And I want it to show up a little bit better, so I'm going to try, I think I'm going to use gray. So this is the happy birthday from the Happiness Abound stamp set that coordinates with these products. So remember, photopolymer, you need to be on something. I'm on a stack of, oops, I went the other side. Whew, I'm glad I caught myself. I'm going to just hold that there. Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys liked the card. I'll flip it over again so you can see the measurements if you want to write them down. Hopefully you can see them. Look at how pretty that font is. It's just absolutely beautiful. Let's see if I have a scrap piece here. I'm going to stamp the greeting. And I'm going to grab a quick punch to punch it out. Oops, I moved that punch. I'll have to do it again. Another little tip, if you stamp your insides on a circle, you don't have to worry about getting it straight. Oh, Miss Pearl has joined us with her bone. I can hear her. She's a funny girl. All right, let's finish putting this together. So what you want to do is you want to attach these to the mat. So first things first. It's such pretty paper. Gorgeous. Miss Pearl, Wani's saying hi to you. She's so funny. She brings me a lot of joy. Alright, so a little bit of Tombow on here. And I really like Tombow because it gives you a minute or two to make modifications. I'm going to put this inside. It says, wishing you all the happiness you can imagine. Hold that down just for a minute. I think she is Tammy too, but I'm a little biased, I think. All right, so see how pretty that is? So we're going to put this down here, and then this one up here. And I want the colors like crossing each other. So I'm going to make the bottom one be on this side. So this is how I figure out where to put my glue. I put this on my card about where I think I would be attaching it. Run the glue. Hold that down for a few seconds. So this one, I need to put the glue over here. So again, I'm going to flip it over and put the glue right here. And give yourself a little bit of a clearance room here. And then we're going to cut out, if you have the dies, we have dies, I'm going to show you because I want to run it through the die machine. So this large die right here fits this flower. It does take a little bit, I need to find a way to mark it. But the flower is positioned on the paper in different places. So let's see. So just because I've been doing this a long time does not make me an expert, as you can see. Sometimes I have to juggle things too. Let's see. Oh. Alright, well, let's try the other ones first. So this one here, we can get some leaves right here, I know that. So what I use is these little tabs that you can buy. They're like poster notes, but they're actually for notebooks. I'm going to put that one right there. And then this one right here. And then this one, I don't know if I can get it in with those other two. Some of them you have to still cut it out a little bit in order to get it in to run them through. Let's see what we can do here. Unless for those of you that like to do puzzles, this is like doing a puzzle. Alright, I can run these three through. So you're going to hear my electronic machine. So you can see how nice it cuts it out. Oops, right here. Here's the little two. One, the small flower. I am going to cut this one by hand just to save us some time. And then I'm going to come up with a way to figure out how to mark it. So I'm taking my little pouch. So if you don't buy the dies and just buy the paper, you can see how easy it is to cut them out. I will tell you though, if you do not have a pair of these snips from Stampin' Up, you need them. I don't know off the top of my head how much they are now. They were 10, but I believe some things went up a little bit. As you can see, I'm driving the paper, not my scissors. My scissors are just going up and down. So you can see it's very easy to fussy cut these, which I'm going to do watching TV one night. So I have a whole bag full of them because I really, really like this paper. Alright, so I think we have all of our parts now. Let's see. Bring my card back in. I have my big flower right here, my little flower right here, and some leaves. So it looks good. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. Get some out of my drawer here. Just because I like to raise one of them, because then you can slide things underneath it. So that's going to go right down here. This one I'm just going to stick a little bit of glue. Slide it underneath. Then take these beautiful leaves. Hold that there, and there we go. I guess we didn't need this one. So who likes the blue one and who likes the oh shoot, Melon Mambo. I was drawing a blank there for a minute. Who likes which one the best? I like them both. I like the whole pack of paper. So for those of you that are out in my paper share, I know I'm a couple of days late, but many of you also know that I have been super struggling with my blood sugars. So I've lost a few days in the last week. Matter of fact, I had another episode yesterday. Alright, so let's get into card number 2. So, oh, Anita likes both. The blue one. Let's see, what's the most popular? The pink. Yeah, they're both beautiful. Yeah, it's hard to really pick one. I agree with you. All right, so we had a beautiful ladies card. So I wanted to play with this man's paper that we've had. So this one is sort of like a gatefold. Oops, those are my parts for the sample. Sort of like a gatefold with a little bit of a spin on it. Isn't that cool? Alright, so I do have the measurements somewhere for that one as well. You might not be able to see it too good because it's in, but the base is 4 1/4 by 11. 4 1/4 by 11. You're going to score it at 5 1/2 like we always do, and then 2 1/8. Then we need to make a few marks. So for this, you can just grab your paper cutter. So we need to cut this diamond pitch. So we're going to line this up, this edge, with 2 1/8. And, oh my goodness, I don't have a pencil here. Well, I'll use this gold pen just so you can see it. So I'm going to make a little mark right here. Right in the cutting line. And then you see my fold here. I'm going to see if I can mark it a little bit so you can see it. So I have a mark at 2 1/8 into here. I'm going to put both of those marks in my cutting line. So there's mark number 1, and here's mark number 2 in the cutting line. Holding it down and cutting. So I have one side done. Now I need to do the same here. So there's that mark. Actually, this one here, I figured this out. You can line that edge up. There's mark number 1 and mark number 2. So there's one side. You're going to repeat that same thing on the other side. However, you don't have the score line. So the first thing you want to do is put the flat side in, and that 2 1/8. We want to mark right there. And another one right here. Then we're going to go this way on the 4 1/4 side and mark that at 2 1/8. Oh, come on, pen. Alright, so now I can cut. Or if you have a hard time with that, you can just fold this over and draw a line and cut it so it matches. Whichever is easiest for you. So mark number 1 is in there. My mark for the second one. Then this one, I can line it up even, flush. Make sure mark number 1 is in there. Mark number 2 is in my track. And cut. Now, if it's easier for you to draw a line and hand cut it, that's perfectly fine. Whatever works best for you. So then we have some mats. These are, oops, I didn't write the measurements down. So the squares are 2 3/4. Then the designer series paper that's going on top is a 2 1/2. So there's that one. There's that one. Then I wanted a piece for the front here. So this one is 3 inches by 4. So that means my paper is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So it's going to go like that. And then I took some of those embellishments that I showed you. I don't know which ones I want to use. I have a whole bunch here. So let's get this assembled. It looks like it's difficult, but as you can see, people, it's very easy to make. I'm going to put some of my favorite adhesive, Tombow. That's so funny, Anita. So there's number 1. She's probably hearing Pearl chew a bone and saying, how come I don't have one, Anita? I love fun folds, too. Especially when you can make one a man's card, because we're always looking for unique men's cards, at least I am. So then you're going to put this like this, so it's like a diamond on the inside. Hold that there just for a second. Then this one, it might be easier if you leave this open. Let's see, I gotta go this way. Let me put this down first. And then I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this. This is that, it's a man designer series paper. So we want this to match the underneath, how we position the underneath one. So we want adhesive. Trying to see if I can get the lines going the same way. So I'm trying to get the points right on the fold. Let me hold that there just for a minute. This is your kind of paper, huh, Patsy, with the automobiles? Alright, so since we have Father's Day coming up, let's put that on. Grab some pop-ups. Oh, come on. Let me grab my bone folder and burnish this a little bit better. See if I can get it to lay a little flatter. Alright, and then let's put the camper here. Or the van, or whatever you want to call it, mini bus. Yeah. So let me bring in all the samples so you can see them. And next week will be Paper Pumpkin Week. So there. I hope you guys like the projects tonight. They're both pretty simple to do. It's a lot of cutting and folding, but other than that, it's cool. Let me see if there's any questions before I sign off. Yes, it's a very nice Father's Day card. I agree with you, Donna. All right, so I would appreciate it if you'd hit the share button and share my video. That's the cheapest way you can support a small business owner. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I'm so happy to see you here. You all have a good holiday weekend. Take care of yourselves and be safe. Bye-bye now.